Hello, and welcome to another episode of Arcane Quandaries with Archibald. So first off, welcome back, Jeffrey. I hope you've recovered. Yeah, he's still shy, he doesn't want to get flayed again. Correct, Jeffrey? That's what I thought. Secondly, today we have our first official sponsor of Arcane Quandaries with Archibald. Let me just see here. Who is this? Rizzo. Really? That self-centered son of a... Hey there, this is Rizzo. Welcome to Rizzo's Knickknacks and Bobs. Wait, this is not a... They can't see this? Alright. Well, I'm Rizzo, owner and proprietor of Rizzo's Knickknacks and Bobs. I'm here to tell you all about the wonderful deals we have down at Rizzo's. So, if you're looking for some magical items or some special things that you might need for your adventuring, slaying, murdering, whatever you happen to be doing that day, I recommend coming down to Rizzo's. Maybe you're one of them people, you like to go around, stab a couple people, get into the sneaky knife, and you need a good dagger. Well, you know what? I got right here the Rizzo's dagger of stabbing. And I know what you're thinking, but I know what you're thinking. Rizzo, every knife stabs, and you'd be right. But this one, it stabs really good like. So all you gotta do is watch, bam! And it goes right through the armor like butter. Nothing there. But maybe you're an adventuring group and you've been out fighting and you need a bit of healing. And the regular healing potions, they just ain't doing it for you. But the greater healing potions, they be just what you need, but they're a little bit expensive. Well, come down to Rizzo's and I'll get you some potions of some healing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Potions of some healing? Yeah, they're a little bit better than the regulars. A little bit worse than the graders. There's some extra healing. So potions of some healing. If you're ever looking for any of these weird needs, I got the dial of sun. All you gotta do, you slap it on a wall, turn it to the time of day. That time of day is now what's inside that room. Does not work against vampires. Do not ask how I know this. It just does not. Next question. Well, obviously, how do you get to Rizzo's? Well, if you want to get to Rizzo's, all you gotta do, find yourself any door with any kind of knocker, bell, or anything like that. Ring that sumbitch 32 times, and every time you do, say, Rizzo, I need goods. Rizzo, I need goods. And bam, when you open that door, you will be here, and Rizzo will help you out. Back to the show. No, I'm just trying to understand how that multidimensional prick just decides, I can sponsor a show now. Wait, he's paying us how much? Oh. Well, please go to Rizzo's and enjoy his wonderful wares.
Wait, Archibald, you hate Rizzo.
Well, yes, but I don't hate money.
Do you really need money?
Well, I take the money, I pay my troops and my people, so that way, they can have a life and enjoy time. We just had this whole episode about morale.
You pay your troops?
Well, of course I pay my troops. I pay the troops, then they pay the innkeepers and the taverns and the places where you buy your haberdasheries or wherever they happen to go on the day. And then I tax them and I get the money back. And, it's just a vicious cycle, but I win.
Okay. Well, Archibald, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, Reggie, what we're going to talk about today is how to kind of run your empire. Last week was about maintaining morale. This week's we're going to go continuing on that train and just talk about running your empire, how to work with the people, how to build a healthy kingdom as you slowly take over the land, whether it be through destruction, mayhem, or, being an excellent talker and being able to bend people to your will just through the power of your words. So one of the key things that I see when I'm trying to take over a land is look at the people, look at the lower class citizens, the people that are the backbone of society, and find how can I break them. It's one thing to kill them. You can kill them all day long, but then, you don't have anyone to grow your crops or to take care of your land, and then your troops suffer, and it's a miserable mess after that. So what you really need to do is see what can I do to break their spirit. I find often successful whipping.
Whipping?
Yes, whip them. Beat them, torture them, just break their spirit, and explain to them that if their ruler was better, they wouldn't be going through this. Or that if they served me, they wouldn't have to go through all the whippings and beatings.
Or you could just try to not attack them and take over their land.
Well, that would be an option if I wasn't, taking over the land and attacking them.
Well, Again, like always, fair point, but it just seems like torturing people to tell them that their leadership is flawed doesn't really work out to show how your leadership is better.
I don't see how it's not. I'm the one that's doing the torturing. I'm the one that's clearly winning, and therefore I'm the better leader.
Isn't it just based off of your raw power that you managed to take over so much land?
Well, I mean, yes, to some extent it's about the raw power that I possess, but it's also, it's about working with the people, like I said, they're the backbone of society. They're the building blocks of the world. I mean, quite literally, they're in this castle as building blocks.
Do you mean that they maintain the castle and give you a comfortable place to live?
No, literally, as they built the castle, some of them died, and we just pushed them into the walls and just kept going.
So, you mean quite literally you built on top of them like they were building blocks?
Yes, exactly. I don't mince words, Reggie. I just explain what I do, and I do it. So if the beatings don't work, or if you say you have too many people, or there are a lot of young ones, I recommend, like I did in the last episode, going and getting the slugs.
The slugs?
Yes, you put a couple of those in a couple of people, bam, instant servitude.
How do you figure instant servitude? Does it change their mind or alter their way of thinking?
No, but if they betray me, it eats their brain, and then their husk walks back to me.
That sounds horrifying.
I mean, it is for the families that watch the husk just walk out of the house or walking around the castle. So that's why I don't really use them. Like, once they come to me, I'm fairly humane. Once the husk has reached its destination, I then incinerate the husk. So that way the families don't have to see, their deceased loved one working.
I almost want to say that's charitable or downright nice of you, but I imagine there's more to it.
Well, of course. I mean, I don't want them to see what I've done to their family. So I then burn the husk and turn it into a skeleton. And then I raise the skeleton from the dead, and it continues to work for me.
Yep, that's where I thought it was going to go. Archibald, do you have any way that you work with the people to be nicer to them or to, uplift their spirits like you try to do with your troops?
I mean, occasionally we'll do a feast for people, and we actually will hold, I let them hold their little special festivals and holidays, and I let them enjoy themselves. Hell, I let them do get-togethers regularly.
Oh, they do get-togethers?
Yeah, they all the time. They get these little get-togethers, they plan meetings, they plan assassinations and, revolts and things like that, and it's just adorable, but it's a good group activity for them, and it really builds the morale.
So, when you say gatherings, you allow them to amass a rebel force?
Well, yeah, because it's not going to achieve anything. I mean, they can come at me in force, and it's never going to work. It didn't work with the kings. It's not going to work with them.
Then why do they do it, or why do you let it happen?
Well, it's cute. They get a little bit of hope. That's how I maintain the people, as I give them that hope. They think, hey, I can go after Archibald if we get a small group, The maid will sneak in while he's sleeping and stab him, and ta-da, it's done.
Has that happened to you?
Well, of course. I've gone through, I want to say it's at least 5 maids in the last 100 years.
5 maids have attacked you while sleeping?
Yeah, 5 maids have attacked me while sleeping. But, in fairness, I think that's a lower number than it should be. I mean, it's been 100+ years. You'd think they would have tried more often, or they would have thought of something other than stabbing with all 5 maids.
So did they all use a dagger, or...?
Well, yes, 3 of them used daggers, and I think one of them actually just used a duster, just, fashioned it into a spike, and I guess thought I was a vampire, went right for the heart. No success there. And the last one, they stabbed me with a spear while I slept.
They stabbed you with a spear?
Yes, they stabbed me with a spear, and it was hilarious to, wake up and see this. I mean, she was, 5'3" over me with a 6-foot spear on my bed and just, stabbing away and just thinking, finally, victory.
And what happened after that?
Well, I looked at her and I just laughed because she didn't realize the whole time shield spell. So she was just bouncing off of it. I incinerated her.
You incinerated her?
Well, yes, that's how I keep my, I just kept my bed a little extra warm that night. It was actually quite pleasant, slept like a baby afterwards, slept like a baby.
Archibald, you really need to try to understand people better.
I understand them perfectly, Reggie. I know how they die. I know how they suffer. I know how they live, what they eat. That's how I maintain my control over them, is to adjust everything to my whim and not really let them have too much, but allow them to have enough that they're like, well, it's a living. I think today we're going to wrap up this episode with Ask Archibald. So, Jeffrey, what do we have today? What kind of question do we have? Let me see here. All right. Dear Archibald, what is your fondest memory? Oh, that's actually a really sweet question. That's really pleasant. My fondest memory. This is a story I don't share very often. When I was young and in my first lifetime, my father was absent for much of it. So I would say my fondest memory was the day that he came home and finally got to see me. I didn't see him till after I had graduated from college and had learned to be a full-fledged wizard, had my spells and my books, and I was just so ready to adventure and be sent off, and he was there the day I graduated, and it was really a pleasant moment.
Wow, Archibald, I didn't know that about you. That's actually quite surprising.
Yeah, it was just such a great day, because I saw him out there as we were leaving, and he was among the crowd, and I was like, oh my God, that's my dad.
I bet there was a lot of emotions there.
I had so many things I was thinking, just running through my head. It hit me like a bolt of lightning, and sure enough, I hit him with a bolt of lightning.
You did what?
He was standing in the ground, and I was just like, oh my God, finally my chance. Lightning bolt just struck him right square in the chest.
Oh my God, Archibald, you killed your father?
Well, now with that one just knocked him to the ground, so he just got up, so I threw another spell at him. I threw a fireball at him, and I twisted it a little bit, so, it became psychic damage and just shattered his brain.
Oh my God, Archibald. Wait, weren't there other people there? You said he was in the crowd.
Yeah, I took out probably good 12, 15 people with that spell. It was an interesting day. It was also the day that just, kind of led me down the path I'm leading now, where I was like, you know what? Destruction's kind of fun. So for that one, I got to say, thanks, Dad. Hope you're looking down on me and just suffering.